Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wyoming Knits YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lee and this is my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I've been knitting on this week. Today is Monday, July 6th, 2026, and this is episode 146. You can find me on Instagram as Jenny Lee Knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as Jenny Lee S Knits. And today I'm coming to you from a beautiful, sunny Southwest Wyoming where I live with my husband, our daughter, and our little Yorkie Dax. Last week was a busy week, starting with training in Laramie and ending with camping at the Flaming Gorge. So we'll get into that at the end, but let's start with what I am wearing. Today I'm wearing my Salty Air Tee by Samantha Guerin. I knit this using a Yarn Cafe Creations. This was her sparkle tweed base, and it's got the beautiful lace, short sleeves. I think I did knit the length a little bit longer. My project page will be linked in the description box below with all of the details. I will link all of my project pages, all of the yarn shops, and all of the bag shops that I have purchased things from that I am showing today. There might be little pop-ups of affiliate links where I purchased some of the things. If you would like to click on those and purchase anything, it does not cost you anymore, but it just gives me a little kickback for sending you that way. So this was the Salty Air Tee. I love it. It's nice and light. I think I knit this one last summer. So that's what I'm wearing today. Let's get into what I worked on this week. I have no finished objects. I have a half finished object and some works in progress to share with you. So we'll start with works in progress. The first one I have is a half finished object, and I started these socks Sunday before I left to go to Laramie. I cast on and did the cuff and got to the leg, and I'm doing vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars by Crazy Sock Lady. So I cast on 64 stitches. I did a German twisted cast on. I did a 2x2 rib. You can't hardly see that. 2x2 rib for 20 rounds, and then straight vanilla. The slip stitch heel flap in the pattern and the toe in the pattern. And I finished this sock on the 4th of July. I finished this sock on Saturday. I did not work on it in Laramie very much. I did not take it to the trainings with me because they were super busy and very informative. So I am using the Hypnotic Yarnable, and this color is Oh My Stars. And I finished the first sock on Saturday, cast on the second cuff, worked on the cuff on Sunday, and part of this morning. So I'm using 9-inch circular needles. This is a US size 0, 2mm. And I have done about 35-ish, 37-ish rows of stockinette. And so I have moved my stitch markers over from the first sock. I don't know if you can see those right here. It's my next stitch marker. So I'm doing 70 rounds for the leg. I move my stitch markers from the first sock to the second sock just so I get the same amount of rows in each sock. And I will be working on these this week to try to get them finished. I thought maybe I could finish them before the 4th of July, but I only finished the first sock. And that is living in my Knit for Brains bag. This is one of her small sock bags. So that is in there. The project page will be linked in the description box below. Hypnotic Yarnable is a subscription-based service. The link to where you can sign up is there. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not, and you just put in your email address and they will notify you when the club is open again. And then the next thing I worked on is in this mica bag that I got from the Yarn and the Tail. When did I get that one? I think that was local yarn store day when I got that one this year. And I am using, well, I'm making the California sweater by Leslie Forrester, who is Knit California here on YouTube. And I'm using Lovejoy fibers. This is the Opal Haze and the Lavender Haze. This is a Surrey alpaca with some sparkle. And this is just a fingering weight. And I don't have stitch stoppers on here because it's not super tight on my needles. It's pretty loose. Last time I was still working on the front, the left front shoulder. It was right here, and I knit to probably about right here, cut the yarn, picked up on the other shoulder, knit down, connected the two fronts, knit a little bit further, connected the armholes, and now I am in the round, and I'm going to knit the body and then come back, pick up the sleeves, and then pick up the collar. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in this at all yet. I don't think the camera's picking up the sparkle. So I'm making, I want to say I'm making the second size, the first or second size. I think it's the second size. It will be on my project page. I'm using size 10.5 needles, which is a 6.5 millimeter. This is a drop shoulder. Last time I made this, it used 2 skeins of fingering weight and 2 skeins of mohair, and so this time I'm using Surrey alpaca, and so hopefully, I think it's the same yardage. There's those two and what it looks like together. But I worked on this just a little bit this week. Felt fast with not a lot of time in between to sit down and knit. And then I only worked on one other thing this week. I worked on my painting bricks blanket, and I am using, this is the Painting Bricks by Stephen West. I'm using the Pound of Love, Lion Brown Pound of Love in the color Honeybee for the main color, and Big Scoop in the color Tutti Frutti for the contrast. And let's get untangled. I was right here last Sunday, so I did 3 honeycomb repeats this week. So I am this far. It is this wide. Let's see. I still have a ways to go on this. Hopefully this week I can get more work on it. I do take my mom back for one more doctor's appointment this week. I'm doing the small size. I cast on the stitches for the small size, but I'm doing the repeat amount for the large size. So I'm doing 50, I want to say 54 honeycombs. I haven't looked because I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to say about 54, 53 honeycomb repeats for the large size, to make it longer, because these are for children and I want them to be able to use them for a very long time. So that's everything I worked on this week. That's not a lot, but it is a new month. We are halfway through the year. So, oh, I do have acquisitions. I purchased some yarn while we were in Laramie. I went to the Cowgirl Yarn and I got my passport for the yarn crawl. I got a stitch marker and I purchased some yarn. Let me grab that real fast. I forgot to grab it. Okay. So I got my passport. I got my first stamp. I still need to put my name and everything on here. Then I was walking around and they had the new Summerly sock book, and I have the other one, so I had to get this one. Sock Obsession. That's got all color work and stripes. So I got this one. Then they had their Blackbird Sycamore Anniversary color. I said I gotta get that one. And then I picked up 2 50-gram skeins to make me some shorty socks. This one is Road Trip 2025 Beloved Road Trip sock yarn. And this one is Gentleness. And that's what I got at the Cowboy yarn store. So that's all the yarny stuff, except for it is halfway through the year. I have some updates on my stash, updates on my goals. I'm going to grab my my notes right here. So my goals, I had 5 goals this year. My first goal was a low by year. The things I could allow myself to buy is 1 club a month, and that is my Mama Jess sock set that I'm getting every month. Got allergies today. And in-person events. So if I am in person at a store, a show, a event, I am allowed to buy yarn. And I think I've done pretty good on that. I don't think I've bought any, like, just went shopping online for any yarn, except for the yarn I needed for blankets. I did shop for that at the beginning of the year. I think I had that picked out. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I think the sneezes are done. So I think I've done pretty good at the low buy. I did buy some yarn advents, but I had told myself that I could get advents this year also. And I had some listed, and I think I am done buying advents for the year. Goal number 2 was 12 Mama Jess sock sets. I wanted to do one a month, but I think I have kind of changed that finish one a month to finish 12 in this year. I have 6 done so far. Most of those were done close to the beginning of the year. I need to cast on and do a few more. Goal number 3, focus on blankets. I have 2 finished for the year. I still have 9 works in progress. Goal number 4 was everything on Ravelry. Every project I start goes on Ravelry. So far this year I have put everything on Ravelry. And goal number 5, track my grams in and grams out and my money in and money out. And I am doing a pretty good job on that. So let's go into my stash stats with my grams in and my grams out. So I started June with 85,638.7 grams, and I knit out 1,389.5 grams. I brought in 440 grams of yarn, and I knit out 1,389.5 grams, which gave me a difference of negative 949.5 grams. So I knit out more grams, almost 1,000 more grams than I brought in, but I did knit out over 1,000 grams. I knit out almost 1,400 grams for June, which gave me my half year totals. I started out the year with 80,947 grams, and I'm at 84,689.2 grams. So I knit out, so far for the whole year, I used up 5,243 grams, and I am at a positive 3,741.5 grams for the year. So I've brought in more grams than out. I brought in 8,984.5 grams and knit out 5,243 grams. Or not necessarily knit out. Some of them were part of a D-stash also. So that is all I have for today. Super short. If you want to stick around for a couple more minutes, I will give you a little rundown on all the things that I got up to this week. If not, I will see you Sunday for the next episode. Pretty sure Sunday. I don't think we're doing anything this weekend that would cause me to not record on Sunday. But Monday, actually, last week I recorded my Sunday episode. I edited, I uploaded, I got it posted to YouTube, and then it was time to get on the road and head to Laramie. It takes about 4-ish hours to get there from here. So my friend Annie and I went to Laramie. We got there about little after 4, about 5 o'clock. We went and had dinner. We came back to the room. She crochets and I knit, so she was working on a project and I was working on my honeycomb blanket, and then it was time to go to sleep so we could get up and go to our conference the next day. I did not sleep very good. Anytime anybody walked down the hallway, I woke up. Anytime I rolled over, I woke up. Anytime I heard any little noise, I woke up. So the next morning, I was still wide awake when my alarm went off. I had got just snooze in between. So I got up, showered, dressed, got ready to go. We had breakfast. We went to our conference. It was a packed, full day of just ideas and all of the things. It was so much fun. I got so many ideas for my classroom for next year. Then we got finished for the day. I think it ended at like 5. We got finished for the day. We went and ate. We came back. And I was just so tired. I think I worked on my vanilla socks a little bit, and then we went to bed. I tossed and turned again, got a little more sleep, but I still tossed and turned. Then we got up, we went to the conference, we did all the things. We went and had lunch, and then we went to the Cowgirl yarn store. We met one of the ladies that comes in subs for us. Her mom lives in Laramie, and she was at the yarn store, so we got to meet her. We took a picture with her, and we sent it to her daughter. I didn't take the picture, so I don't have it. Then we drove home, and I was like, oh, yay, I get to sleep in my own bed. But my husband was on graveyards, and I don't sleep great when he's on graveyards. And so I got better sleep, but not great sleep. And so the next three nights, I didn't get super great sleep. Better, but I felt more energized. I did knit a little bit, and then we decided to go camping at the Flaming Gorge on Friday. So we packed everything up Thursday night. He went to work, came home Friday morning. We finished packing and we drove out to the Flaming Gorge, set up our tent, and camped until Sunday afternoon, and then came home, unpacked, got everything put away, showered, got in comfy clothes, and just relaxed the rest of the day. And so I thought, I don't want to record anything today. I'll just do it in the morning. So there we are. That's what I did all week. It was like a jam-packed week with not a lot of knitting time. I did knit a little bit while we were camping. I worked on my socks. I took the honeycomb blanket, but I didn't work on it at all. I think the only thing I worked on was socks. It was kind of hot. I got a lot of sun. My legs got a lot of sun. They did get a little sunburnt. My face got some sun. My arms didn't get as much sun as I thought they did. I thought they were a little burnt, but they don't look burnt today. So that is everything I got up to this week. I think I'm going to have some more knitting time throughout the week this week where I can work on some projects and get a good amount of work done on some things. So we'll see what I get up to this week. Let me know what you worked on while you were watching, if you were doing any yarn chores or working on anything specific, or if you just like to listen while you do chores around the house. I love to hear from you. And I will see you hopefully on Sunday, if not next Monday. Until then, happy knitting.